Now we are starting with the uses of electrolysis, right? And you'll be curious to know that one of the important use of electrolysis is electroplating, right? What is actually the electroplating is? Electroplating means plating, you know that we are just plating something. That means we are depositing a certain thing or you can say a certain substance or any other substance, right? So this is what is the electroplating. So see, I'll just split the word in two parts. Electro means electrolysis. That means it involves the phenomena of electrolysis. That means we'll be passing current and the electrolyte would just split into ions. You know that what is electrolysis, right? And as a result of electrolysis, plating is going to take place. Plating means the deposition of one substance on the other substance, right? So this is how we'll define the electroplating. Just listen to me carefully and do write in your notebooks as well. Electroplating is a process in which we deposit desired metal on an article required for one or more uses, right? So that means we are just plating a desired metal on a given article, right? See, if I have this article and this is my desired article, this is my desired metal and this is my article, right? I want that this metal should be coated on this article. So this process that I am just coating this metal on this article is called as electroplating. And how I am doing it? I am involving a process of electrolysis, right? So this is electroplating. Electroplating means depositing a metal on an article, desired article, right? And the metal should also be desired. It is not like that you can just deposit any metal on the surface of this. It should serve some function, that it should be, there should be some use behind that why we are depositing this on this, right? So electroplating is actually a process in which a metal is deposited on a desired article in order to perform a certain function or in order to improve some property, right? So this is electroplating. And why the electroplating is done, that like I told you that they serve some important uses for that, or they improve certain kind of properties. So what are the uses of electroplating? Electroplating is that actually it is used to make you can say the jewelry more attractive. Like you must have encountered this thing, the jewelry which is not which is just electroplated, or you can say which is on which the gold plating or the silver plating is there. That means they are not actually made up of gold, or they are not actually made up of silver, but they just appear that they're made up of gold or they are made up of silver. So that is that plating is just making the jewelry more attractive, right? Similarly, we can use for many decorative items, like we use statues or something like the decorative items in our room. They are also electroplated with some of the metals, you can say, in order to just make them more beautiful, more graceful, right? So this is how the electroplating can be used. And one more important the use which is striking in my mind, you know that the iron is more prone to rusting, right? Like it means when iron article is exposed to moist air, it becomes rust with time. That means a brown flaky layer just get deposited on the iron article, right? But if we electroplate the iron article with copper or chromium, then the rusting you can say they are not they don't get affected by the moisture. That means the rusting do not take place. So you can see that it is making the jewelry more attractive. It is making the decorative pieces more graceful. It is just not letting the iron to undergo the process of rusting. That means it is preventing the corrosion. So this is how that means the electroplating is serving some important uses. So again, I am just repeating a definition for you. Electroplating means the process of depositing a metal on a desired article in order to improve its certain properties, right? So here I am just explaining you with the process electroplating. As you are familiar with the definition now, so just look at the board that what kind of anode, cathode or electrolyte we are going to use in case of electroplating, right? So see, electroplating obviously occur in an electrolytic cell. As I told you, electroplating occur at the cost of electrolysis. So that means we know that the electrolysis take place in a specific cell, that is the electrolytic cell. So this is how we have taken the same apparatus, that is the electrolytic cell. Now, what else it contains? It contains the cathode and it contains the anode. You know that the electrode which is attached to the positive terminal act as anode, and the one which is attached to the negative terminal is act as cathode. So likewise we have anode and cathode as we have in other electrolytic cell. They are all similar, right? The difference is that in the previous units in which we were doing the electrolysis, we were using the graphite electrodes or somehow some different electrodes. But in case of electroplating, what we have to consider is that anode is always made up of that metal which we need to electroplate on an article, right? For example, as I told you, to prevent rusting, suppose it is an iron article and I want to prevent rusting on it, right? So I told you before that we can deposit the copper or chromium layer on its surface if you just want to prevent it from rusting, right? So that means the metal which is to be coated is made as anode. So as I told you, I am just coating copper on iron in order to prevent rusting. So that means it is made up of copper in case of iron, right? So it is again I am telling you, anode is always made up of that metal which is to be electroplated. That means the metal which we wish to deposit on the article, which we wish that it should make a coating on an article, right? So this is here I am writing for you. So anode is made up of metal which is to be electroplated, right? As I told you, for example, in case of to prevent rusting of iron, we plate it with copper or chromium. So this is how you can take either of, right? And as far as cathode is concerned, so the cathode electrode will be made up of an article which we want on which we want to just deposit the desired metal, right? So that means cathode is made up of article which is to be electroplated. Suppose if we are taking an example of iron article, so that means iron article will be made as cathode, right? So cathode will be made up of article which is to be electroplated. That means the article on which we need a certain kind of coating, or the article for which we want to improve the properties, right? So that has to be made cathode. Now electrolyte, right? So electrolyte will be the metal salt solution. That means this metal which we want to just make the coating on the other article, that metal salt solution can act as an electrolyte. So suppose I am just writing here metal salt solution. Now we will be just taking anode, cathode and the electrolyte, as I am considering the example of the iron article. So I am just writing what in case of if we want to just electroplate iron with copper, then what anode, what cathode and what electrolyte we will wish to take. So anode, suppose we will take of copper, we wish to deposit copper on an iron article, right? So anode is made up of copper, and cathode obviously it will made up of iron article which is to be electroplated. Again when we talk about the electrolyte, so we know that we want to coat copper, so we need to have the copper salt solution. So let it be CuSO4, right? And CuSO4 is an aqueous solution, not in molten solution, it is an aqueous solution. So this is how we are taking anode, cathode and electrolyte for the case of iron, right? Now just look at the board that what is going to happen when we will pass electricity. On passing electric current, this CuSO4 aqueous will just dissociate to form Cu2 positive, SO4 2 negative. As you all know that how the electrolysis take place, we studied in the previous topic as well. So on passing current, it just break into its respective ions. As it is an aqueous solution, so likewise the water will also break into respective ions, right? And as we know, the oppositely charged ions move towards cathode, and they are positively charged, so obviously they will go to the negative terminal, and the negative terminal what we have in this is cathode. So they will move to cathode, and these negatively charged ion will move to the oppositely charged electrode, that is anode, right? So now we will look at what kind of reactions will take place at respective cathode and anode when they just move there. So I will just write the reactions here also. We have CuSO4, it is breaking into Cu2 positive and SO4 2 negative. Then and we do have the water, it is also breaking up into H and OH negative. These ions are just moving towards cathode and these ions are moving towards anode. Right. So now we'll just look for the reactions which will take place at respective cathode and anode. So what will happen at first we'll look for the anode. Right. So what is going to happen at anode? So on anode, which ions are going to move? Obviously, which ions? SO4 2 negative, hydroxide negative, OH negative ion, and obviously you know that anode is already made up of metal which is to be electroplated, that it means it is made up of copper. Right. So out of these three ions, which has the lower discharge potential will get discharged on the anode. So out of these three ions, copper has the lower discharge potential, so obviously it will be discharged on the anode, and the reaction which is going to take place is for copper only. Right. So what will happen? Copper will lose its 2 electron and will form the copper ion. This is going to happen at anode. I think you got it, that these three ions just migrate. See, these two ions from solution migrate to anode, and anode is already made up of copper, right? But out of these three, only copper is the one which has the lower discharge potential. So you know that the atom or a substance which has the lower discharge potential get only discharged at that respective electrode, or you can say which undergoes a change, a chemical change. Then out of them, which is going to undergo change? That is the copper. So here you can see the copper just loses its 2 electron and forms Cu2 positive. So which reaction is taking place? Obviously the loss of electrons, that means it is the oxidation process. So oxidation process is taking place at anode. I'll write the similar reaction on the anode as itself. So these are just forming the Cu2 positive ions. Now where these Cu2 positive ions are going? So these Cu2 positive ions are going into the solution. They are just moving into the solution, and as you know that it contains the CuSO4 solution, and that means which has just dissociated into ions on passing electric current. So that means the concentration of Cu2 positive ion just increase in the solution, because it was earlier also possessing some Cu2 positive ions, and now many Cu2 positive ions from the electrodes are also migrating into the solution. Now then let us see that at cathode which ions will move. So at cathode, Cu2 positive ion is going to move, hydrogen ion is going to move, right? So that means these Cu2 positive ions, these ones and these one are just going to move on cathode now, right? And as these two ions will move at cathode, we know that the ion which has the lower discharge potential again is going to get discharged and undergo a chemical change. So just look at the board, out of these two, which has the lower discharge potential. So out of Cu2 positive and H positive, Cu2 positive again has a lower discharge potential. So that means Cu2 positive is the ion which will undergo a chemical change. So just what is going to happen? These Cu2 positive ions, 2 positive means they have already lost their 2 electrons. So what they will be doing here? They will be gaining their 2 electrons back. So see, this is what is happening in this equation, and they are turning into pure copper. So I'll just write the reactions here also. These Cu2 positive ions are going here, they are accepting 2 electrons, that is they are undergoing reduction process, and they are forming the pure copper metal. And this kind of reaction go on occurring, and this copper metals go on depositing, or you can say it's start making the coating on the desired article, or the article which we use for electroplating. I think you got it. Again, I am just repeating what you have to just keep in your mind while doing electroplating, that anode is always made up of metal which is to be electroplated, and moreover you should know that on anode what kind of reaction is going to take place? It is oxidation. And cathode is the one that consists of the article which is to be electroplated. And what is going to happen at cathode? It will undergo a reduction. That means the ion will change into the atom, and it will start forming the coating on the article. And electrolyte is always a metal salt solution. That means which metal? The metal which we take to just coat on the article, that metal salt solution should be an electrolyte, right? So this is the whole process of electrolyte, the electroplating. I think you got it in a correct manner. So this is how we do electroplating in order to improve many properties. As we did that, we just improve the property of iron, that is we just make it resistant to corrosion by just depositing the coating of copper and chromium on it.